way you build muscle is through resistance training. The first thing that happens in resistance training when it comes to building muscle is not the actual muscle growth, but the communication between your brain and the muscle. That's the very first thing that happens. That's why you get to a plateau, and why your muscle responds quickly at the beginning, but then you plateau. That's because in the first week or two, your brain is communicating with that muscle, doing that move, say for example curls. Your bicep is responding. Your brain is telling the bicep to do the curl. It's contracting and it's going tensile. What's happening is the communication first. If you want to build mass, you want to overpower your muscle while retaining form. So you're basically keeping good form so your body is staying in good condition. You're not going overboard. But what you want to do is overload that muscle. That's why programs like P90X Extreme is a beautiful program for anybody that needs to understand how to build muscle. You focus on about 6 to 8 reps or about 8 to 10. You're doing lesser reps but more weight. And what you are doing effectively is overloading your muscle. And your muscle, you have two types of muscle. You have a slow twitch and a fast twitch muscle. Basically, your fast twitch is doing quick motions. And that really is not going to do anything for building muscle mass, for creating muscle fibers, for having your muscle fibers go into any kind of mindset that it needs to grow. Slow twitch muscles are your long endurance muscles that kick in after you burn through your slow twitch response. Slow, controlled movements. That is what's going to create the muscle growth, because the slow twitch muscles are there for the long term, for the endurance, for the growth. So when you do slow, controlled moves and only maybe 6 to 10 reps, so therefore you are, if you burn out, basically if your muscle cannot get that last rep beyond 10 reps, any more than 10, what you're doing is you're overloading that muscle. You've already got the communication going. Now you're effectively overloading the muscle fibers itself, creating those small tears, those microfiber tears. And what's going to happen is the rest day. What's going to happen is that muscle is going to recover, and when it recovers, it's going to keep in mind that last time you used it, you overloaded it. So now it's going to repair itself and be ready for the next time you overload it. And that's why you continuously keep challenging it, because it's going to get stronger, it's going to grow in size to compensate for the overload that you're giving it. So now what you do is you add more weight. Once you get comfortable with that weight, you suddenly find you can do more than 10 with that, for example, 25 pounds of curl. Now what you do is you add 27 and a half, and you challenge a little bit more, and you do the same thing. You just continuously challenge. It's going to continuously respond and grow. That's what muscle confusion is. It's continuously challenging that communication between muscle and brain, and also at the same time challenging the muscle fibers themselves. If you want just tone, if you want to just rip the muscle and you don't really want to grow muscle mass, then all you do is you just basically focus on the higher amount of reps. You do lesser weight, so you're not overloading the muscle, but you're using it. So it's going to respond by getting stronger, but it's not effectively going to grow in size because you're not overloading it. Your brain communication is going to stay the same with it, and you'll just stay the same weight basically. You'll just keep doing that, doing a large amount of reps. So what you're effectively doing is hitting more of your cardiovascular system. Your cardiovascular is everything to do with your blood flow, your heart. It's a muscle. Your heart will grow, it will get stronger. So by doing cardiovascular, you'll increase the strength of your heart. And at the same time, you increase blood flow. You bring more oxygen to your body. And by doing that, your body increases the rate at which it flushes everything out, at which it operates. And at the same time with cardiovascular, by bringing more oxygen, by continuously raising the temperature of your body, you are increasing your metabolism. You are burning more calories. Remember, calories are energy for your body to operate. So if you increase the temperature of your body, the overall speed at which it's operating, then you are requiring more calories. That's why you get incredibly hungry after a workout, because your body wants those calories. Now, we've talked about a deficit, and once you've created that deficit, if you increase your cardiovascular workout, now what you're doing is you've created a deficit. We're going to go back to the same example, 2,500 calories, and you've knocked that down to 2,000 calories a day. So you're still feeding your body. You're hitting 5 meals a day, so your body's in the mindset that it's going to constantly be supplemented with nutrition. And what's going to happen now is by increasing your cardiovascular rate, what you're going to do is increase the amount of calories you burn. So what's going to happen is, instead of where you started at 2,500 and you created that deficit of 500 by eating only 2,000 a day, Now that you've gone beyond what the level of fitness was in activity at the 2500, you're actually going to increase the calorie needs of your body. So say you start burning an additional 300 calories a day, well now you're up to 2800 and you've created an 800 calorie deficit. You want to be careful, because if you create too much of a deficit, you're going to start starving your body. And what's going to happen is your body's going to start taking the food and the calories that you eat and storing it for the next time that it feels as though it's going to starve. And at the same time, it's going to convert the energy in that starving moment where you might be over hungry. What it's going to do is start turning not just fat into energy, but it's also going to break down your muscular system and turn muscle into energy. It's going to take, essentially, it's going to eat itself. So it's a balance. It really is a balance. I wouldn't go really beyond a 500 calorie deficit. That's a lot. That's a pound a week. You want to keep it healthy. All right. And what you're going to do is increase, through cardiovascular workouts, you're going to increase how much your body needs for calories and therefore how much it burns off. So when it comes to diet, you need to eat clean, you need to eat consistent. And what I like to do, I mean, think about this. Your body is going to be a product of what you eat. Like I said, if you go to McDonald's, your body's going to look like McDonald's, okay? It's not going to have a big M, but it's going to be fat. It's going to, the food you're putting in is not of a high caliber. The best thing you can do is look at the Mitch's ladder, because it gives you the 3 tiers and it kind of places food in certain levels. You don't need to eat everything off the top tier 1 level, which is the best nutritional food. The best thing to do is maybe combine 1 and 2. And you occasionally might cheat in 3. You don't need to completely deprive yourself of the things you really truly enjoy. But the thing is, once you get in this healthy lifestyle, once you get addicted to your fitness and your health, you won't crave things in number 3 anymore. You only want things in 1 and 2 because that's what you love. You'll create a want for that. Believe me, you will love it. But what you need to do is eat healthy. What I do in my diet, my daily diet, I do the 5 meals a day as best I can. I eat breakfast, then a snack about 2 to 3 hours later, then a lunch, another snack, and a dinner. Occasionally, I might eat a snack before I go to bed, but I have a very high metabolism. So I don't really need to lose much fat. That's not what I'm going for. Really what I'm going for is muscle growth.